United in Stormwind finally comes out tomorrow, and I wanted to go over some of the decks I'm most excited to play. Now, I do think day 1 and even day 2 are the best days for experimentation, test your deck building skills, just try whatever you want. If something looks interesting to you, try it out. If you really want to play a big warrior, make a big warrior and play it. If it sucks, that's okay. Just have fun with that, and maybe later on, then you could start trying something a little bit more try hard. I know a lot of people are intimidated by deck building, very daunting to them, and that's why I'm going to show these decks. If you're missing a legendary card or something, do not craft it. That goes for anybody you're getting decks from. Do not craft these legendaries. Just try something else instead. Don't even craft the epics. Just put something else instead. It doesn't really matter if it's good or not. You'll end up seeing what the meta looks like. It'll end up shaping up in a couple weeks, hopefully, or hopefully even longer than a couple weeks. I like an unstable meta personally. But then at that point, you can decide what you want to craft and make a better decision on that. It would suck to craft a legendary and it ends up sucking in a week, right? All right, so let's go over some of these decks. The first deck I'm gonna go over is a Sword of 1000 Truths Hunter. That basically means we're running the Elune boar. We're trying to get that 15/3 durability Sword of 1000 Truths. And I'm not gonna lie, seems like a rough thing to do, but at the same time, this deck actually came out quite solid. Now the game plan here is to get 7 boars to die. And in order to do that, Hunter has a lot of great ways to pull those boars. We have Scavenger's Ingenuity, we also have Leatherworking Kits, and of course we can only put 2 boars in our deck, but with Northshire Farmer, that shuffles 3 more copies with better stats. And then we also have Dire Frenzy to shuffle 3 further more copies. That means between the Farmer and the Frenzy, we could shuffle 9 copies in. Plus we have the 2 originals, so that's already 11. And originally I was thinking, maybe we can cut the Dire Frenzy. Maybe this is too slow. But it's possible one of them gets silenced or something like that, right? So for now, I'll leave the Dire Frenzy in. We also have Wrangler to pull the boars, make it a little more consistent, also buffing all of your boars. We have the Breeder to discover copies, which does not actually pull the copy. And then it might seem like it'll struggle a little bit for the card draw, especially because you're putting even more cards in your deck. So we have Barak Kotobane. It's going to draw a 1, a 2, and a 3. 3 being the Ramming Mount, cool new card. 2 being the Ingenuity. So there's definitely going to be some times where Kotobane just draws 2 or maybe even 1 card. Maybe we want to put an extra 3, maybe an extra 2 in there. But in theory, he should do fine just as is. And for Cornelius Rome, at the start and end of each player's turn, you draw a card. This is actually just so freaking good. I did say, like, be careful crafting any legendary, but I think Cornelius Rome is going to be like a staple. Is he actually on the rewards track? I don't even know what legendary is on there. It would seem that Lady Prester is a free legendary. Wow, this rewards track is pretty crazy. I'll go ahead and leave a link to this, just in case no one else has seen it yet. But yeah, Rome seems like a solid craft. In theory crafting, he felt very strong. He's just a fantastic mid-range card, kind of reminiscent of Talon. Might even take Talon's place in many decks, or maybe you just run them both together. But yeah, this deck looks like a really good time and actually kind of solid somehow. You probably get smorked by aggro, so hopefully you don't run into aggro. All right, next up we have this Mage deck. This is a Fire Ignite Mage. Mage got a lot of cool support here between Grand Magus, Antonidas, an 8-mana 6/6 with a battle cry. If you cast a fire spell on each of your last 3 turns, cast 3 fireballs at random enemies. That means if your opponent has nothing on the board, well, that's 3 balls to their face. Plus, we have 2 balls in the deck. Then we have Ignite, which deals 2 damage. That can go face. You'll shuffle another one into your deck that does 1 damage. We also have Hot Streak, which discounts your fire spells. And then we have the Sanctum Chandler, where after you cast a fire spell, you draw a spell. So we're going to be able to draw really quickly. Again, we have Roman here. We have Springwater for some draw. We have the Chandler for some draw. Fire Cell is really good because it's just going to be able to clear the board relatively consistently, and it's tradable. If your opponent's not going to be board-centric, you could just trade it out. Arcane Intellect for some draw. First Flame for just a ton of removal, and this deck is probably just, it's going to be solid. On turn 5, cast a fire spell. Turn 6, cast a fire spell. Turn 7, cast a fire spell. Turn 8, you slam the Antonidas down, and it's gonna be a good time. And then we have, again, the more balls over the top, the Ruined Orb, and the First Flames to hopefully just kill them and find more spells to just kill them. Next up, we have a warrior deck. Now, I was pretty excited about Big Warrior, and I'll probably play that too, but I thought I would feature Quest Warrior because, oh my god, dude, it was one of my favorite decks from the theory crafting. It was just so much fun. I wanted to play more of it, and so we have Raid the Docks in here. Some super strong cards, Shiver Their Timbers was so strong. A 1 mana deal 5 damage. It's pretty much always 5 damage because you have so many pirates. We have the Harbor Scamp because it draws cards, the Cargo Guard for a little bit of survivability, the Freebooter for more attack and just that pirate consistency to complete or raid the docks, Outrider's Axe for more draw, Sword Eater, a pirate, a taunt, a weapon. It's just a beautiful card. And then I did throw Scrap Golems in here along with Kresh. And then we threw in N'Zoth because N'Zoth is going to res that Kresh. It's going to res a pirate. It's going to res the Anchorman. And yeah, it's only hitting 3 things, but I think that's all right. You could shove a dragon in here, but I think just resing Kresh alone is almost just worth it. So the fact that you can get Kresh and a Scrap and a pirate seems promising to me. So really excited for this. And then really once you've completed Raid the Docks, I feel like the game is just gonna, your opponent's kind of on a timer at that point. You're always gonna have a weapon, always gonna do some damage. So yeah, really excited for this one. Also excited for Big Warrior, but again, I'm just covering 5 decks here. So I'll definitely make a video on Big Warrior sometime. All right, you got a Warlock deck here. Warlock got some really, really good support and I was impressed by it in theory crafting. So much removal. I don't know why Jiraxis looks like that. But we have Entitled Customer where your Battlecry deals damage equal to your hand size to all other minions. That is insane because your hand size is always going to be so big in hand lock. It's almost like just a board clear. So you got these 2 board clears. If you wanted, you could shove in some nethers in here, but I think that's a little too greedy and unnecessary. Is greedy the right word? Slow. We have the Knolls here, which are going to be discounted for each other card in your hand. Your hand's going to be big, of course. We have a Netheron. I think that's how you say it. A Netheron. Nice discounted minion that is going to be cheap and big. Easy to dump out of your hand. We have the Dark Alley Pact, which is going to summon a Fiend equal to, or with stats equal to your hand size. And I did throw some Stockade Grunts in here because you can taunt up a Netheron, you can taunt up the big Infernals that come out of Jiraxis, or the minions that come out of the Pact. Just seems like a really good card. And I am running a Soul Shard package in here because it does seem like Militia is just like one of the best cards in Warlock generally, one of the highest played win rates. So why not put it in here? We have some heal through the shards. We have the Shear, which is some more heal, and Baker, also more heal. I did put pack mules in here because, well, I think they're going to make your hand big and you want big hand. So this will definitely, maybe it might be excessive. In theory, I think it sounds all right, but when I actually play it, maybe our hand is just going to be too hard to dump. But yeah, this looks really cool. All right, next up, I have a Druid deck here. I've been trying so hard to make a Taunt Druid work for quite a while now, and this, I think it's going to be promising. I think we're finally going to have a solid Druid deck. This is probably not the deck, but I think the archetype is going to work at some point. Someone will refine it and it'll be good. Again, we got Rome in here, seeing kind of a repeating pattern here. Maybe I'm just biased towards liking Rome a lot. We have Talon in here to pull the Rome. And if you've already pulled Rome, you play Talon, you get Greybow, and Greybow is fantastic. Now, the main thing we're trying to capitalize on here is the Oracle of Elune. After you play a minion that costs 2 or less, you summon a copy of it. So what costs 2 or less? Battle Guard. And these do stack. That means all your taunts are going to be 2 less. Pack Mule, getting 2 Pack Mules, getting 2 Brawlers, getting 2 Noyotrons. All this stuff is kind of insane with Oracle, because if you could do the combo Oracle Battle Guard, kind of almost seems like GG. Of course, there's like Fire Sale and stuff in the game now, but that's going to be insane. It almost sounds oppressive in my head. I didn't see anyone try this in theory crafting. I wish I did, but doing something like Oracle Battle Guard, that's going to give you 4 mana discount to your taunts or your first taunt, which means you can get a free Kodo out. Also, your Fangbound's going to be free. And not only is it going to be free, it's going to cost 2 mana or less, right? So you should be able to get a copy of these when you do play them. If they manage to stick, your opponent doesn't clear the board, hit them with an Arbor Up, and then you just punch them in the face and you kind of win. We do have Solar here for the double Arbor Up. And also, we have Composting. Let's not forget about Composting. Just throwing out some minions, hitting them with the Composting. Cycle. Pretty good. I am worried that maybe I don't have enough small minions in here. We could put those little 1 mana things with the Composting. I'm worried Composting is going to be awkward, but I'm excited to try this deck nonetheless. But yeah, that's it. Those are the 5 decks that I'm going to be excited to try on day 1. I'm going to be playing a lot of things. Again, Big Warrior. I want to play more Shadow Priest. I want to play more Hunter decks because I guess I'm a Hunter main. I don't know. I love Hunter. And yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, what are you guys most excited about? Are there any cards you're definitely going to craft? And all in all, like I'm pretty hyped for this expansion. The flavor just looks great. I'm hoping it doesn't end up being as stale as Forged in the Barrens. And I don't think it will, but I also didn't think Barrens would have turned into such an interesting meta. But yeah, thanks for watching. Good luck on ladder, good luck on your pack openings, and have fun. And don't forget to try your own stuff. It's fun to experiment on day one because there is no meta. Good luck on ladder and stay hydrated.